Oh, when you're cold, I'll be there by your side or hold you. All right, but that song is Sade, By Your Side. Very significant song because it's just been on my mind. But about to get into another reading. Period. All right, if you enjoy my content, please make sure you do give me a follow. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm still going to be using the Oracle of Shadows and Light, as well as my spirit animal deck. I may throw in some angel numbers. I don't know. We got to see how I'm feeling. See if I have the energy. Let me see. Your girl need a water, honey. All right, angel number 13 could be significant. 313. Somebody could be in their early 30s, or angel number 32 could be very significant. Somebody probably not making a choice, but that may not be anything going on. You guys are very clairvoyant. All right, you see very clearly. I'm also seeing something about sweet memories. Yes, honey. 11-12 is significant, so ascension is going on. Yes, 11-11 is here. All right, cleansing the energy within and around me. Today's a new day, but there are no blue skies. Some of y'all probably been going through it in your life, but still managed to keep a smile on your face, or still managed to see the good things, or maybe you surprised on how you bounce back from a lot of things that you probably didn't think you were going to bounce back from. Y'all are very resilient. I feel like that's the energy that's going on. Like, no matter what happens, you always able to get through some, push through some. So really, you should be giving yourself your props. Because, baby, that ain't for the weak, honey. Excuse me. All right. Cleansing energy within and around me. We got the Winged Seer. Okay. They gonna restrict my life like that, though? Dang. And we got the Dried Flower Fairy. All right. What is the message here for the collective? Let's see. What's the message? What's the message? Okay. Damn. Well, we did talk about resilience, honey. This card want to come out for sure. What's this? Okay, what I tell you. In the midst of all the chaos, you still manage to, baby, keep your head on your shoulders, honey, and keep your hair in your head. You ain't pulling it out. You getting through these things. So whatever's been going on, because y'all most definitely been in y'all head a lot. You live rent-free in your head. And you know, when we talking about the swords and this restriction energy, this is a lot of fears, a lot of, you know, a lot. And I feel like your mind is basically you living in your head for sure. But you're not living in your head and thinking about good things. It's more like fears are taking over, or whatever the case may be. Thanks, honey. Okay, I feel like it's really because of all the stuff that you've been through. Like, you've been defeated. You've been at your lowest point. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why this is here, because of your experiences. For sure. Maybe that's why y'all don't see any, like, maybe a lot of bad things started happening to you to where you kind of doubt anything really great happening. You know, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. I mean, sometimes you may still try to have a little faith, a little optimism here and there. But maybe every time something good go for you is always something that, you know, like, it's always something that, yeah. So that's probably why y'all cherish the memories that you have, and you be trying to create new memories, because because like everywhere you turn, it's always something happening or going wrong. That's what I'm picking up, okay? If this message is not for you, then honey, we'll get back with you. Or maybe you'll hear something later on. But Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, 3 of Wands in the reverse, 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. Let's get my 3 more. Let's get 3 more. Okay. Alrighty then. One more. Oh, okay, they gave me 2. But see what I'm saying? There go that resilience energy right there. I feel like regardless, you're remaining very hopeful, very optimistic. I feel like no matter what goes on in your life, it's like sometimes you may be in the funk for a little while, and then something is there to like, maybe your spirit, your energy helps you get out of something. It's not that, oh, what you went through wasn't that serious, so that's how you able to smile again or laugh again. No, it was that serious. It was that deep. You see the 10 of Swords here. You see the 9 of Wands here. But I just feel like you just know how to keep it together. It's like, it's not something that you've learned out of a book. It's just in you. You know what I'm saying? It's not on you, it's in you. So you look, the strength, you're just a very strong individual. Damn. Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, you can have these placements. That's the overall energy that's pretty much going on. Oh, and the Fool here. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like regardless. Oh, okay. Yeah, you on a new beginning right now. You're on a new beginning. Maybe you're just being hopeful and optimistic, and maybe you're healing yourself. Maybe you're doing certain work on yourself to also keep you like cool or whatever. Maybe you giving yourself enlightenment. Okay, let me confirm. 3 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, see? But there is no sunshine. This Sun card wants to come out in the reverse, which is not a good energy, okay? It's the opposite of happiness, fertility, or pregnancy. All of that. Maybe some things ended in your life. Maybe some things happened in the past, so of course you no longer can go back to the past. So something could, it's just your energy is probably not the best. Maybe you're tired, your energy is drained. But the overall energy is that you're on this new beginning. So in reality, you should be happier. You should be feeling a little rejuvenated, but maybe it takes time, because what you went through, it wasn't something that was like small. You know what I'm saying? It was actually something that was traumatizing, that could change a person, especially for the worse. But I feel like y'all hanging in there, y'all pushing through. But what happened was you have been affected for sure. With this Sun in reverse for this energy, damn. Firm Queen of Pentacles. That's what, and it's giving me this energy of you just holding on to who you truly are at heart. Not by choice, though. It's not like on purpose, like, yeah, I'm choosing to still be this. It's just like, no matter what you go through, like, somebody could hurt you right now and you probably won't even hold a grudge. You'll probably be mad. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's, you just be getting over stuff. Like, the toughest things, the most heinous things, it's like you able to, it's like it affects you, but it don't affect you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Confirm this 8 of Swords energy. Yeah. Maybe some of you guys, you have certain insecurities. Maybe you don't feel like how you used to feel when you were very confident, and whatever the case may be. Like, yeah. So maybe you should start doing some type of healing work that surrounds confidence. You know, just getting back into a better energy for yourself, because I feel like when it comes to the future, all you could do is just hope for the best or have faith, right? But it's not like a knowing that, oh yeah, I ain't worried, regardless, everything gonna go right. It's more like a, well, I hope it do. Or it's like, you know, all I can do is just hope. All I can do is just have faith. But that's different from actually having the confidence knowing I don't have to worry no more. I don't have to be this, I don't have to be that. But what you with the energy that you're getting is you don't have to worry no more, because this is not in the past. See, in the past you were younger, you had to experience things, you had to bump your head. That's how you've grown into who you are today. But the only issue is you carrying around the emotions, the negative emotions from your experiences, and the negative thoughts from your experiences on a daily at that. But I feel like the overall energy is huge. There's something huge going on. There's something to be proud about, because you're very courageous. You're very, very strong. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of fears and troubling times and all the stuff that you went through, you could easily back out of something. You could easily just lose all hope and not want to do things. But for you to still be carrying this energy is very, it's a beautiful thing. And it's very strong. Very resilient. Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, abundance. Yeah. You could be living in your abundance right now. Or you're going to be doing this soon. Like, I'm seeing a wish fulfillment coming in. And it could tie to like a lump sum of money. Like, little do you know, you're amazing. And how far you've come is amazing. And in the future, little do you know, future finna be hella amazing. Like, I'm telling you right now, you finna have generational wealth. 10 of pennies. Or pentacles. Child. But yeah, I feel like the reason why the 3 of Wands is like this, which a lot of times in upright it ties to like anticipation, moving forward, or whatever the case may be, ships coming in. So maybe some of y'all, you can't move forward within something, but it seems like you can't move forward, but you still moving forward. Like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when it comes to the future, maybe you had dreams like, oh yeah, I just see myself like being a doctor, you know, like when you was a kid. And it's like now you probably like, well, I really don't know what the future holds. I'm just glad to be alive, okay? I'm just glad to be just up and running. Because some of y'all probably was at your lowest for like some time. The crazy thing is the sun is still in reverse, and that ties to like unhappiness for sure. So maybe that's why the 3 of Wands is in the reverse. It's simply because you're unhappy. Boo-boo. It's okay. Like, feel your emotions, yes, but don't sit there too long. Some of y'all still sitting on these same emotions that happened 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago. I mean, 9 days ago as well. Okay, I understand some people would be like, but that's just 9 days ago. That's not a long time. But if you actually have grown or evolved in a certain aspect to know that you shouldn't be wasting no time being upset, being sad, and it's already been 9 days, then you can actually see, okay, yes, it kind of been a minute. Yeah. Let's see what Sweet Memories is talking about. Uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown. Alright. This is our Sweet Memories card. It says Dried Flower Fairy. Alright. This darling little fairy just loves to collect memories and to treasure them, wearing them as garlands, their sweet faded fragrance reminding her of happy times. She helps you by collecting all your happy, sweet memories and keeping them from fading too. She has wings that resemble the wonderful monarch butterfly, which is renowned for the vast distances it can travel. So these memories can be of very long ago, down through the ages, but they are still able to fly to you and reach you with their message of love and sweetness, wherever you currently find yourself. Okay, there is more. It says, when you experience a difficult and challenging time, the dried flower fairy flies to your side, showing you a moment that you had forgotten, and magically the present moment transforms. You will always have her with you, most especially in the times when those sweet moments seem furthest away. She will come to you and she will remain with you. Expect calls out of the blue, bumping into old friends, a photograph of a loved one, or a reminder of happiness coming to you in other sweet and serendipitous ways. Now, when it comes to the dried fairy, this is what she has to say. Do you remember that time when you played with the fairies in the garden? Do you remember when your imaginary friend was more real than your own parents? What about the first time you ever noticed your shadow quivering in the light? Swam in the sparkling sea. Held hands or exchanged glances with someone you liked more than just friends. When you were given a gift for no reason, hugged by a friend, had a perfect day, found messages from angels in the clouds. You seem to have forgotten all the precious moments, so I've been busy gathering them up for you. I now return them to you so your sadness can be transformed. Let happiness, bliss, and gifts for no reason become possibilities you believe in again. When I see you smile and treasure a moment from the past and the present, I know my work has been done. Now, the divination message is that you may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun and uplifting times in your life. The kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life. They are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow, a star shining bright, or a photograph of your father holding you closely in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realization that something you did made a large and meaningful difference to someone else's life. You have so many jewels. It's time to sit through the precious moments in memory. It really says SIFT, sift, but I don't know if that was like a typo or something because I've never seen that word in my life. But sit through the precious moments in memory. And by honoring these and feeling them again, change the present for the better. The magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, and your current struggle will be momentarily relieved. And that transcendent feeling of being one with all that is will return, giving you the strength to go on and do what must be done. Yeah, giving you the strength to go on and do so. That's so nice. You got the fairies and your spiritual team coming in, trying to give you like these to send you these. And we was just talking about like certain things like this. So I just love this. But yeah, you got your fairies and your spiritual team coming in, helping you get reminded of the times before, because I feel like you were more happy before in the past than you are now. So those memories that you had before, like, you know, back when you were in school, like some things like bumping into old, like people from your past and all this stuff, old schoolmates, it helps you go back to that time, especially when you just got older and so much stuff is happening and you seem to lose sight of, you know, your whole life. Because once again, like you this is your world. This is the world you're living in now. All of your experiences, the things that you went through, the pain, the fears, like it's just all in your head now. So whenever there are good things happening or beautiful things that you can sense, it probably don't feel the same as it done before, because you've already entered a period of time to where you entered your lowest. Like before, you never was in this space before. And now you're in this space. So it's like, it's kind of hard to be back as happy as you was before. It's still possible, but maybe with all the stuff that you're holding on to and how painful it was, maybe that's what's kind of keeping your spirits low. So I feel like you may come across old photos, people from the past, or like different things. You may see things that remind you of your childhood or whatever. Anything that can help you get back into how life used to be and how you used to feel. You know what I'm saying? Well, the book said it all. I don't really have to explain. I stay doing that, but the book really said it all. So it's a beautiful thing. You know, you're a very brave person. Like all of these things that you got through, because that's the energy of strength anyway. It's not that oh yeah, I'm able to successfully do this or do that. I'm able to not have any fear. No, it's when you do have fear, when you are scared, yet you still proceed, or yet you still, you know, remain brave, or whatever the case may be. So That's really good. Then we got the Temperance out here. Tranquility, balance, harmonious relationships. No, this is the rejuvenation energy. The Star. This is the optimism, hopeful energy, coming out of dark times and coming into better energy. So I feel like you're coming into better energy. Things are probably starting to balance out in your life. You're coming into a new beginning right now. But how your everyday life is looking, because those are the major arcanas, major life events, which you shouldn't just brush to the side. But it's crazy because these are nice cards, right? But it's crazy because all of these other cards, like, this is how your day-to-day is looking, though. So I feel like you're making progress. You're not where you used to be. So with this still coming about and being in your day-to-day life, it's just some things that you still need to, heal from. But the fact that you're still pushing through is like the main message. Like, because remember, before this card even came out, we were talking about resilience. So really just this very, very strong individual. And I feel like you still carry everything very well. You know what I'm saying? With the Queen of Wands here. Like, you may come off very confident to the world, or even to yourself. You still come off like, in the midst of still being drained, still being tired, still being in this energy of worrying about, oh, I got to keep my guard up because maybe this isn't a time where I can finally rest. Because I feel like maybe you've been getting signs that it's over now. You don't have to be scared anymore. You don't have to worry anymore. But maybe still in the back of your mind, you just like, nah, that's too good to be true. Or I don't want to get my hopes up like I did before. But that's the thing. It's a new beginning for sure. It's just you got to look at things differently. Like, say if you have something like an argument happen in your relationships, a lot of times, yes, once again, you're moving forward. Everything is getting better. But just because things like that happen, don't let that shift your mindset to, oh, my life is going horrible again. Like, no, some things are really just there to help you evolve. It has nothing to do with your life is just in shambles all over again. It has something to do with, like, maybe being encouraged to do shadow work or, things like that. Because the argument is just an argument, I don't really believe in arguing because there's really no point in doing so. But whenever you do come into times where you're arguing with people, just look at this as like a space to grow and to also get to learn others a little bit more. Because, for there to be light, there has to be darkness, right? So the arguments is fine. Getting sad, getting upset, that's fine. But don't stay in that energy too long and learn how to, grow from it. There may be obstacles on the journey, but that doesn't mean it's a bad life. There may be chaos in the journey, but that doesn't mean it's a bad life and it's reverting back to the things that already happened to you. Like, that's just not the case. It's just not gonna happen. Wow. So you're on this new beginning. You're remaining hopeful. You're coming into like a new space within yourself, like your vessel, your spirit. And you're pulling through, you're hanging on, and you're just very strong. You may even be realizing how strong you are, but the thing is, you're still unhappy though. But you're looking good you looking good carrying all of this. So you're being encouraged to just drop all of it. Let it all go. Okay? Because it's not messing up your energy. It's not shifting your soul and your spirit, right? But at the same time, it's interfering with your mood or your mental. You're welcome, honey. Got the Queen of Pentacles too. So it's given very abundant, confident, family-oriented, business-oriented. Driven. Wow. So yeah, maybe your body needs to get like a little bit more rest. And your mind needs a break from, it needs a break. Your mind and body, maybe even soul, just really needs some time. Okay? Maybe you don't really see it happening in 3D because first things have to you know, get into the works, maybe subconscious, like maybe you're low-key already making progress and you just don't see it. You just feel yourself, oh, well, today's a new day, and like boom, boom, bam, like maybe that's all that you see. You know how you live with people for like your whole life and you don't really see them growing up, or you don't see them, like you feel like they look the same. But imagine if you got out of somebody's energy and 10 years go by, they look different, they grew up, you know. But imagine living with a person for 10 years, seeing them every day. It's like, you know, you get what I'm trying to say. So it's like maybe you just don't see the progress, but the progress is literally there. So I feel like you won't be in this energy too long. And I do feel like some things are kind of normal, especially when you grow up a certain way and you don't know how to, you don't learn about self-love and you don't learn about certain things. It may take you a little longer, because it's like basically you were raised up by people, but then you also have to raise yourself or teach yourself some things, you know. So I feel like don't beat yourself up about certain stuff. Everything will get better. Little do you know, it has gotten better. You just got to stop thinking negatively. You got to get out of your head. You got to heal from the things that really was very detrimental to you. Because how are you going to be able to enjoy the abundance that you're receiving, you know? Let's get the Winged Seer. Now, remember I said this card ties to clairvoyance. Okay, this is the Winged Seer. Some of you guys probably been crying. I was finna say, did she just blink? Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, this card says you see clearly, clairvoyance. Okay, that's probably also why a lot of things like cause you a lot of pain and stuff, right? Because the type of heart that you had, and like your vision of things, like how you, I don't know, like I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say, but it ain't coming out. Like it ain't coming out how I want it. But about the Winged Seer, right? It says the Winged Seer is an oracle angel, a being who can see the weavings of energy and thus the way events are set to unfold if the current energies and paths are followed. That probably didn't make no sense but I read it exactly how it was saying. The Winged Seer is an oracle angel, a being who can see the wavings of energy or weavings of energy and the way events are set to unfold. Oh, okay, that's because thus, you know, THUS, I skipped over that word, so now it makes more sense. The way events are set to unfold if the current energies and paths are followed. All right, she sends you your messages clairvoyantly through your ability to see clearly. Although your visions may seem anything but clear. Okay, so she then sends you your messages clairvoyantly, though your ability to see clearly. Oh my gosh. Once again, I'm trying to read it over because I'm not reading it correctly, and I once again did not read it correctly. So I'm gonna try this one more time. She then sends you your messages clairvoyantly through your ability to see clearly, although your visions may seem anything but clear. As you grow to trust your own clear-seeing moments, you will have brighter and brighter flashes of insight, and you will be able to see exactly what is going on within a situation in a flash. Okay, so you also have to trust yourself. You have to trust what you see. You have to trust your gifts. Does that mean I'm clairvoyant? Yes, that's what that means. Okay, now the Winged Seer speaks. This is what she has to say. As so many people hide the truth, even from themselves, it can be hard to receive a visit from me, because I will help you see when someone is camouflaging and half-telling truths, and you will also have insights that seem to come from supernatural sources. It is as if you have changed sight. You can see further, higher, and more deeply within. You will experience flashes of the future and sudden understandings of the past, and you will be able to foretell likely outcomes. I am the Eye of Ra, recreating your future, and the Adrinka, the protective eye that watches over you while you sleep. And if you follow through on what you now clearly see, there will be illumination, victory, and wisdom. Trust that sacred sight. That's also probably why the Sun card came in the reverse, because the Sun in upright talks about illumination, but of course it's if it's in the reversed, then nothing is being shed, right? Now the divination message. It says your clairvoyant ability is being enhanced by the winged seer. You may be able to tune in and remote view, almost be able to see behind doors and into rooms and receive images that let you know what someone is doing without you actually being there at the time. And all of these experiences will either empower or scare you. You have asked more information. Ask to discover what you need to know. Now that the information has come to you, you must be courageous and take action based on what you cannot logically explain. It is important, now more than ever, to be honest about what you can see, but most of all, to be honest with your own self. So yeah, this is most definitely a card of being honest with yourself, trusting in your gifts. Okay, because when you trust more and believe more in your gifts, then those not so clear visions or thoughts or whatever the case may be will all of a sudden become more clear. Okay, because you won't have doubt there, or things won't once again come off too good to be true. And I thought I was only a spiritual healer and empath. Yeah, for spiritualists, I believe that spiritualists have many, many gifts. Okay, I don't feel like you just have 1, 2, or 9, you know. Now, that's pretty much what this energy is saying. So it's like 2 messages in one. One is talking about like your gifts and like seeing clearly and actually being able to see clearly by trusting in that, believing in that, not lying to yourself, whatever the case may be. And then that other separate message was more, you know, of a heartwarming, you know, bittersweet type of situation with the sweet memories energy. So you can just take the messages how it resonate for sure. Confirm what this winged seer is trying to tell the collective. Confirm what the winged seer is trying to tell the collective. It's like, you know when good things are about to happen and not so good things are about to happen. You know when somebody is about to get that promotion, that job, or you know when somebody, when you can't really rely on somebody in like a certain manner. Even if they, like, say for instance, if you're trying to get a house with someone and you just know they're not going to be able to keep up with the rent. So you kind of giving this energy like, no, I think you should save up at least 12 months rent before we decide to like move in together. And they're like, no, just trust me. I got it. Next thing you know, eviction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trusting yourself, because how everybody else around here that are 9 times out of 10 not spiritual, they're kind of closed off to their gifts, you know, and they kind of don't believe in the kind of wonky stuff that other people be believing in, right? So it's like just really trusting that. Some of you all need to get more into solitude and discover yourself more so you can really tap in with who you are in your gifts. Because how will you be able to really know, right, if you're around a lot of other people or people who don't believe in what you believe in? So therefore you may not be, you may not be like, say for instance, if you have witchy friends, you're probably going to be doing witchy stuff, right? But if you have friends who don't believe in that and they think it's witchcraft, then you know you're not going to be doing that type of stuff around them. So it's kind of like, how are you going to explore something that other people unconsciously or consciously may be holding you back from doing? So it's like you're kind of rejecting parts of yourself. And I don't want to say rejection. I feel like y'all will understand what I'm trying to say when you look back at this message, or if you're currently watching it. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, some of you guys can already be in this journey where you're going within and you're doing like introspection, bringing lightness to the dark, coming into awareness of certain things. And for others, you're just being encouraged to do this. All right. Feel like you guys are a very determined person. You see clearly. Yeah, that's what it's giving the energy, sharpen up your gifts. Now, since we're talking about clairvoyancy, then an example would be sharpen up your clairvoyancy. Like, what can help you embody this energy, be more confident in this energy, trust in this energy, you know, like really perfect your gifts, right? And I feel like they're already enhanced, they're already there. It's just up to you to trust in them and to just be aware of them, right? Because if you don't really trust that it's real, or if you don't really believe in it, then, you know, it can only go so far, because your brain is doubting it. So let's see, but it kind of made me feel like some of y'all know something, but you may be lying to yourself about it. Like some of y'all could, like, say if you didn't get the proof, right? Say if it's somebody in your energy who you feel like you can't really trust, but they didn't really give you a good enough reason to not trust them like how they did in the past. So maybe you probably think, well, maybe it's my trauma, or maybe it's boom, boom, bam. But then it turns out, no, this is a person that you really can't trust. Like, you know, I don't know why I'm picking up on like that energy for some of you guys. And sometimes I don't be wanting to say certain stuff, but I got to make sure that I say it because it's a collective and I want to make sure people getting the messages. So if you ever been feeling like, I don't know if I can trust this person, I haven't really got 100% proof. You don't really need 100% proof. What you want them to do, the same thing they did the first time? Or do you want them to betray you and then be like, see, I knew it? Like, no, just trust in that gut feeling. If you want to pull yourself away from a situation, you pull yourself away from a situation. It's also like this energy of feeling like say if you start balancing out psychology and spirituality to the point to where you start being more understanding with people, like seeing why they are who they are today, and it makes you feel like, okay, well, I'm going to forgive them and invite them back into my life. Like, the thing is, maybe you were only meant to come into this balanced out energy so you can be able to move forward without them, okay? Because some people have the potential to grow, evolve, and change, and some people, they just disappoint you for years, okay? Sometimes to teach a person a lesson, you just got to let them be in their own life and go through their own karma and changes and everything like that, and, you know, give them a quiet I told you so, you know, instead of being in their energy, like, because some things it's just not healthy for you, especially with the type of heart you have and the soul and spirit that you have, right? So who is this individual that the collective can't really trust like that? Is that the energy? Is there somebody This is the guarded energy too. This talks about standing your ground. Confirm more of the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're a very intellectual person. Maybe this can tie to a person that's 35 years or older who you're being encouraged to see clearly on. Like, don't allow what you already know to just become a race. You know what I'm saying? Because your gifts and your logic is probably telling you something. This is probably somebody who you already kind of have your guard up towards. Okay? Maybe this is someone who, like, you probably were all on your own. Like, I feel like it's multiple people. I don't feel like it's just one person in particular. Is this a romantic connection? Platonic? Paternal? What is this? Yeah, it's all of the above is what I'm getting, honey. Then it's emotions is here as well, which can tie to relationships. So we know most definitely maybe somebody you had relationships with, so that could be really all of the above, like I already said. Let me see. Who is this individual that the collective can't really trust? Who is this? Yo, it's saying to trust your intuition. This is something that's hidden as well. Maybe somebody don't want you to know that you can't really trust them. This card can tie to secrets, illusions, mystery, intuition, and the subconscious. So, who is the individual? For some of you guys, your mind could be playing tricks on you, like you really have nothing to worry about. But for others of you, you're being encouraged to trust your intuition because you may already know who this is. It just may not seem like it is this particular individual, But those be the main ones. The main ones who it seemed like, oh, they wouldn't do me like that. Or, oh, I don't think the message talking about them. 9 times out of 10, it be talking about them. Okay. Let me just pull a card or two out of here. It says, change is important, release the past. And this could be the past hurt. For some of you guys, this may be people from your past. Like, it really all depends. It says, things come and go. Surrender to the universe. With the balsamic moon coming out. Balsamic moon. And then the full moon is here. Is the full moon still going on? Full moon energy is very significant. You know, when it's talking about that full moon, a lot of people do like releasings because the moon is full, right? We do call-ins on new moons, right? So the full moons, maybe it's time to release some things for sure. It says, harvest the fruits of your hard work. And since we're talking about using that noggin of yours and trusting in that intuition that you have, is given, don't allow your wisdom to turn into dust, right? Like, you accumulated a lot of things over time based on your experiences. So don't let it go to waste. Don't be second guessing yourself, because the only reason why you're able to think a certain way, because imagine before how you wasn't like that before. You just letting people in your life who really weren't even good for you. Little did you know. But now you can see very clearly, like, oh yeah, that person not for me. Or, oh yeah, I need to do this. I need to put up boundaries. You know, you weren't doing that before. So don't second guess it now when you weren't even doing that before and you're doing it now. So it's there for a reason, right? But like I said, sometimes your mind could play tricks on you because of your own trauma. But this is a collective. So you just have to take what resonates for you. If you know, yeah, I know exactly who she talking about, you know, then boom. But if others of y'all kind of like have these little fears, then maybe you should, you know, meditate on it, because maybe it could just be your own fears. But as you see, I'm trying to see who you talking about, you know, because we got to know. All right. Yeah. On the back of the deck, it says self-love. The peacock. All right. It says, you will find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, that which makes you indefinably unique and beautiful. There are deep wells of untapped inner power in letting go of negative self-talk. Okay. Then we got the panda, which signifies boundaries. All right. Thank you so much for double tapping the screen, honey. It says, your space is sacred. Guests who overstay their welcome impact your aura, and you have every right to stand your ground. Your needs are important. You must nurture your soul with the same gentle love and support you offer to others. Yep, so confirmation that it's most definitely talking about other people who've overstayed their welcome, and they're now bringing your aura down, you know? So whoever brings your aura down, your mood down, right? Get them from around you. Get them from around you. And I ain't talking about the people who you probably like bump heads with because y'all both got trauma and all this. But I'm talking about, no, the literal people who actually are not really any good to your life. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, for some of y'all, it's most definitely somebody that's 35 years or older. We already know it's somebody that you maybe have like love for or whatever. So it could be parents, friends, lovers for some. Maybe you still holding on to the past, so you still are able to allow people from the past to come in that literally should stay in the past. Like, it really all depends. Yeah, I feel okay. Spider is coming out. Manifestation is what this energy ties to. You could be seeing spiders now or in the future. It says, you weave your web in life. What you see before you are the results of your thoughts. If your current reality does not suit you, then it is time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring in all that you desire. And this is a powerful card, and it's very, very true, because we create our life based on our own thoughts, right? Our beliefs. So if you believe that you have enemies and people are devils and all this stuff, then I see why people are quick to cut everybody off in their life. But if you're a person who sees the good in everybody, you don't believe in karmics, you believe that we're only mirroring each other, then you can see why people have other people in their life and they're just seeing things differently. And they're like, well, let me do my own inner work and personal work, you know? So like, these messages really all depends on how you interpret things, how you operate in your life, how you think, right? So if you're a person that thinks I have to cut people out of my life in order to be a message just popped up on my phone, distracted. So it really, once again, it really all depends on your beliefs to see how to go about things. Because if you're a person that believes in bettering relationships, not having to cut people off, then of course the message will be different, and it will talk about just shifting your mindset or whatever the case may be, gaining a new perspective, or well, since you're already operating in that energy of having a new perspective, then of course it won't be that. I said it backwards. I was supposed to say something else, but I hope that makes sense. So if you're a person that obviously feels like, oh, people are interfering with my life, they're destiny swapping with me, boom boom bam, which most spiritualists do believe, like they believe in karmic energy, and how cutting people off will help them come into the life that they desire and attract the people that are meant to be there, you know? So if you have that type of mentality, then of course you're being encouraged to remove people from your life. But if you're the opposite of that, and you don't feel like maybe to an extent you'll take that energy, but not overall your entire life. Like, you could have like a toxic parent, but you will still deal with them, right? But instead you'll just start shifting your perspective and realizing, okay, I see the psychological aspect of this. They're still this hurt individual, and I can have more compassion for them because they were once an innocent, pure child. So maybe all the stuff that they went through, it just brought them into this energy. Now, I'm not saying be delusional and validate the things that people are doing, because you're actually going to still need to set boundaries with certain people, because some people, they don't heal, they don't really change. But you can always remain optimistic and feel like there's going to be some type of growth. But some people, I almost wanted to say they don't grow. And why would you want to be around anybody who doesn't really grow, right? So if you're dealing with people who can't grow, like do what's best for them and the world, then maybe those are the people that we're really talking about. They're just dead weight, you know? Yes, ma'am, honey. Any more messages for the collective? Somebody from your past wants to give you an offer. The irony, right? Because we just talked about leaving things in the past, but that's why I wanted to say what I just said, because it really all depends on your beliefs, how you're going to take a message. So the night, this is a mission. This person is on a mission of, because the knights are always on a mission. So since this is talking about cup energy, which ties to creativity, relationships, emotions, feelings, whatever the case may be, this knight is on a mission of maybe love, maybe creativity, maybe relationships, maybe this, maybe that. But the main energy, it talks about an offer, right? And of course, since it's cup energy, then maybe a romantic offer or whatever the case may be. And now with the 6 of Cups here, it talks about returning to one's roots. So maybe you're returning back to someone, okay? Or maybe somebody from your past is coming towards you with some type of offer. Confirm more of this Knight of Cups, 6 of Cups energy. I feel like they're like kind of up and down with the choice. Like they're probably not acting on it right now, but this is something that they're trying to make progress to do. The This message may not be for everyone. Yeah, and then we got on the back of the deck, the Lovers. This can even be like past life. Maybe you finally are attracting your soulmate into your life. The individual that you may have already met before, or maybe this was past life connection. Now I'm starting to get a headache. What else is the message here? Excuse me. It says a clockwork pumpkin. This energy ties to a wonderful idea, the aha moment. So the aha moment, whenever I think of that, I think of an awakening. All right, so we're going to look at what this says in the guidebook. All right. Ooh, child. It's just chaotic over here. And everything is all over the place, so let me fix this. Okay. Yeah, it's many messages coming out. Or maybe that's just how I'm reading it. They all could really just go hand in hand instead of being, this is a topic, this is the topic. This, you know, it could really just be one whole story instead of many topics. But the other, that's also significant though. I can say, like, these messages can be read in many ways. It's like the energy that I'm getting for it. I feel like God just loves you that much, you know? Like, here, let me get you this. Let me get you this. Let me get you this. Where is my other? Okay. On the back of the deck, it says pause and rest. You deserve it. Yeah, this is the time to just pause and rest, honey. You shouldn't be lifting a finger. You shouldn't be stressing. You shouldn't be doing too much. All right? Because abundance is around. Like, enjoy your abundance. And maybe you will actually start getting into a better energy for sure. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know me. I'm organized, honey. You can tell, but okay. The angel number 28 could be significant. If you combine that, that makes the number 10, which talks about finality or finality. Yeah, finality. It says invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Damn. We're going to read that one too. You got somebody who's dead inside, who's just weighing on your energy. You know, I see 10, 10 and like, yeah, I stay seeing that freaking number all the time. But I realize it doesn't really have to be looked at in a negative way. It's really just all about how you interpret things, for sure. And I feel like the more that you believe in something, the more that it's going to become real in your reality. You know, because if you're a person that don't believe in magic, then nothing will seem magical. If you're a person that believes in magic, then everything will seem magical. You know, so, but let's see what this is. All right. About the clockwork pumpkin. Notice the bright bulb inside the clockwork pumpkin. You are about to have an amazing moment, a brilliant insight, and a very illuminating idea. Action must be taken immediately while the idea is fresh and new. No more procrastination. Follow the aha moment with action and watch amazing change in the form of abundance, creativity, and satisfaction take place in your life. Now, the clockwork pumpkin speaks. This is what it has to say. I may look a strange muse. Or I think they did another typo. They probably meant I may look like a strange muse. I don't know, but it says I may look a strange muse, a clockwork pumpkin accompanied by a beautiful girl. But have no doubt. I am the new idea, the epiphany, the moment of clarity when the seeming chaos of life suddenly rearranges itself into a brilliant opportunity. You are about to be presented with such a golden idea that I want you to be ready. It may come from within you, or it may come from outside of you, but you have drawn it to you with the power of attraction and manifestation. And it is an idea that will bring your great riches of the body, mind, and spirit. It is time to activate your own brilliant abilities and become the abundant, enriched being you were born to be. We are so pleased we have found you. We have waited for exactly the right being to take on this idea and bring it to life within the world. It has evolved out of time, out of space, and is perfect for you. It may be a song, a project, a new job, a relationship. Its form is fluid, but its time is now, and you are the person chosen to bring it through. Cosmic duty it may be, but joy and love it will bring, as well as abundance and true happiness. Okay, now the divination message to this card. One of those aha moments is about to happen when you are paid a visit by a pure spirit of inspiration who is delivering an incredible gift. You will be given an idea and vision and epiphany. Its source is the divine realm of heavenly ideas, and its time is now. And you are the being chosen to bring it to life. It will work beautifully as long as you put the steps in place one after the other, almost like clockwork. Despite the mechanical imagery, this is no mechanical idea, although it will no doubt be very inventive, and it can concern a brilliant solution to a mechanical problem. It's crazy because why did this puzzle pop up on my phone? Like, I don't know if you've ever been on live before and they give you a puzzle because it seems like you've been idling. Why a car just popped up as the puzzle? I never had to do a puzzle with a car, and I've been on TikTok for years. That's so crazy because we just literally at a timely manner when I just got done saying mechanical, like. But anyways, it is sparkling pure genius. Never forget that Thomas Edison dreamed the light bulb. So please don't doubt your intuitive self when it becomes the delivery system for this wonderful innovation that you are in charge of. Dang, that's a powerful card right there. I'm sure all of these are very powerful, but that's like a powerful message, you know. Don't worry, if you guys need to come back to this message, or if you can't stay for the whole thing, it will be uploaded on my YouTube. The YouTube is link in my bio, by the way. All right, I did say we were gonna read this one. I kind of wasn't really called to read it, but, or maybe I was called to read it and I just probably didn't really care to read it, but so I'm gonna just read it. All right, this is card 28. Okay, this card is called the Death and the Maiden, which is the card that I talked about invasion, boundaries violated, and dominance. You're so welcome. Okay, now a leering skeleton is looming over a beautiful naked young woman and doesn't seem to have any idea of how its presence is affecting her. It is not aware of, and it is not interested in her response, her reality, or her needs. The skeleton represents true death, the relentless ego, and is way too close for comfort. The vulnerable young woman is cowering and feeling herself frozen as its unwanted hands touches her. Now, death speaks. You see, it's two different things going on. So this is death, this is the maiden, obviously, right? So what does death have to say? I am full of needs. I am hungry for life force. I need to be close to this young one, as she has all that I long for and all I have not created for myself. I will simply hover about her and take from her that which I want. Her warmth, her energy, her emotions, and her beauty. She is an extension of me. What I want, I will take. And I love her too, very much. So much, I may just consume her entirely. Ooh, I got the chills. That's crazy, okay? It sounds very too familiar, right? If you hear this, if that first person pop up in your head, or it's 2 people, 3 people, whatever. Child. All right, now. This feels like... So the maiden speaks. I thought this was love, but now I can see and feel that this is invasive. It says it cares for me, and yet it just seems to want to take from me. This no longer feels right, but I feel helpless and vulnerable. What can I do? How do I break free? And what if what it says is true, that it loves me, and I am fearful for no reason. Now, the divination message. There is a very out of balance relationship between you and another at this time. It may be that you are death, taking too much and imposing on another, and all the while blind as this skeleton to the truth. Or it may be that you are the maiden and have no defenses against another who is draining you, claiming all the while to love you. You may have been drawn into the drama and color and entertainment of a relationship that is full of highs and lows and passion, but you are now discovering that it is tiring, draining, and lacking in respect. It is time to truthfully assess this relationship and take steps to be safer, more protected, and more respected. Do not attempt to convince death of its problems. Those real people will only draw closer, cling harder, and convince you that you have a problem, not them. You may feel fear as to what they will do once you separate from them, as they are vindictive and malicious. Freedom is worth the trial of separating. Ask yourself, is this relationship healthy for me? If the answer is no, then you must take steps to go. So he's a narcissist. That's what it seems like, huh? I don't really know. I'm just, reading the messages, so I really don't know what's going on in your life, honey. But for who I know this person is talking about in my own personal life, they are a narcissist. So, and it seems like when I read the card, it comes off like kind of narcissistic, kind of weird. So they could be a narcissist. I'm always feeling drained and exhausted, so many highs and lows. This is exactly what I fear. Yeah, see, you're the main character of your story. If you fear leaving this person, I promise you, I remember when I feared walking away from someone. And it turned out that I had nothing to really fear about, because I ended up bumping into them again, and they greeted me with a huge, smile or whatever. So whole time I thought it was going to probably be arguments, slander, all this stuff. So maybe God is also doing wonders. Like, of course, especially if you're being encouraged to do something for your own mental well-being, emotional, whatever, physical, all of that, I feel like God will support it, and there will be like triple protection, which is naturally always triple protection. So infinity amount of protection. So I feel like, remember we talked about that fear energy. Like, a lot of times we're always thinking, oh, something is going to go wrong, or my life is not going to, that's too good to be true. Or so it's like, release the fears, do what's best for you, because you're going to be 50, 80 years old. And by that time, you're probably going to put yourself through more chaos and destruction if you would have just left and you would have just been happy and at peace. So even if you have to move out of the city, out of the state, out of the country, whatever can help, whatever is best for you. But even if you don't really move very, very far away, I feel like certain people won't cross your paths. And if they do cross your paths, I don't feel like it will get very chaotic. At least that's how it goes in my life. Especially because, like, the evolvement of the spirit, like, some things you just don't have to experience anymore. Some things was just experience so you can learn something. But it's kind of pointless to experience it again, So, similar to, like, this is only going to teach you and help you grow. But it's like, if it happens again, then that's just kind of like somebody purposely trying to scare you, like God or something. Like, so that's why I feel like some things just won't happen again, and really sometimes it be all in our head. Like, sometimes we think very drastically, but in reality, you got to remember that these people know what they're doing. They know who they are. Some people, they could be so psychotic, right, and not really know what they're doing, what's going on. But some people, they literally know. They literally know why you leave. They literally know why you cut them off. So don't look at it as abandonment. Just look at it as you're just letting go what doesn't serve you, what's not helping you, in any type of way. If anybody is making you fear them, if anybody is like hovering over you like this and just like you find yourself very happy, very motivated, and then next thing you know, they come about and they kind of bring your energy down, your mood down, or whatever the case may be, then that's a problem. Because sometimes it's not just about, oh yes, forgiveness, because say you can forgive someone and they're going to just keep doing the same thing. You have other people who are genuinely sorry because they really didn't mean to hurt you in any aspect, and then you got other people who intentionally and non-intentionally hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. You just got to do what's best for you. Even though some things may be scary, but it's really what's best for you. Staying around is the scary thing, but letting go, that's freedom. And it's also allowing your soul to be safe, to feel safe again. So imagine not feeling safe in somebody's presence and then getting this energy of, you haven't even walked away yet, and you just have this mentality like, well, I'm scared to leave. You know, well, first leave first, damn, you know? Like start on it first, and then, you know, so that's probably what it was saying. So if you guys come into this energy, like inspired action, right? You just get this energy of, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do it. You just do it. Don't wait a second longer, because then you may change your mind. Because remember, I told y'all some of y'all got them negative thoughts. So them thoughts may swing back in, and you may feel like, well, I can't do this. Or, you know, you get scared, or whatever the case may be. You tell, yeah, you see how you, remember we had got that clairvoyant energy? It's like kind of lying to self. I'm not saying you're lying to yourself, but it's kind of like knowing your body doesn't feel safe, but you're telling yourself you're safe. So it's like your body is letting you know something, but you're trying to convince yourself that you are. Manifesting. Yeah. So it's we just live and we learn, you know. So this is not me forcing you to leave someone alone, but at the end of the day, I always encourage my collective to do what's best for them. And I'd rather them, you know, be in the best energy possible and away from anybody that's keeping them away from that, you know. Because if you around people who dim your light or all this other stuff, it's just not healthy. Like, remember we talked about the aura. Like, people wonder why they have black auras. You know, I used to think that was just like aura was somebody's spiritual ranking. I remember when I ended up getting a job, it was very hard for me to do because I was deep into spirituality, and I actually felt like it was just so wrong to get a 9-to-5. So I ended up months ago going back into that, and then this person who had autism, I believe, they was like, your aura is black. And they always came off very childish or whatever, so maybe I need to do my research on autism, but they always came off like in this certain way, and I really didn't take them seriously, mainly because they didn't come off like a serious person. And they even mentioned, yeah, I mentioned certain things so I can get girls. Like, they mentioned spiritual stuff so they can get women or whatever. I just wasn't paying them no mind. So when they ended up saying your aura is black, I didn't really know their aura was another meaning of your emotion, your mood, like how you feel or whatever. I thought it was like who you are at a soul level. So I'm like, I don't have no black aura. But when I looked up black aura, it basically was like a person that's depressed, very sad, or whatever the case may be. And that was very true because I wasn't in the best energy. I was still trying to heal from all the things that I went through. And I was also very grieving heavily at that time still. So, damn, what was I saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody is you cheering up, you feeling better about the day, and then next thing you know, you get around somebody and you got to walk on eggshells, or you're kind of fearful of them, that's not good. And remember, like, this card was also telling us that sometimes we can even be this person here. And that may not apply for you, but just for the people who are going to be looking at this video, some of you guys may be this death energy, while others of you are the maiden. Maybe some of you guys are both, to different people. Okay, just take the messages how it resonates for sure. Ouch. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got the growth on the back of the deck, the Jaguar. It says, maturity is the ability to embrace change, and change cannot happen without death. This death does not necessarily mean physical death, but could be the ending of a relationship, a situation, or simply your decision to not continue with the same old habits. Yeah, see, everybody's situation is different. Some people got people that they need to let go of. Some people got negative thinking or the emotions that still invade their space to this day. Like you still depressed from 2020. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody, it will be different for everyone, but just apply the messages to how it fits. But the crazy thing is, we know that it's some things that you guys need to let go. We know that you're very clairvoyant. You see very clearly, so you can't be trying to persuade yourself that what you actually see from a spiritual aspect is not valid. Like anything, of course, it's not like you're using logic, which still is not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, you know, it's not something that's just like, oh, it's statistics or it's boom, boom, bam. It's something that you can't really explain. So you should really take account into the things that you really can't explain, because it's more of a out of this world type of feeling or thing. 9 times out of 10, it's those things that can't really be explained. That doesn't mean it's wrong, you know. But yeah, regardless of what you go through, regardless of you seeing things clearly, but also of like not really trusting in that or whatever the case may be, it's like regardless, you're still pushing through. This is not doing anything. Like, it's giving what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Excuse me. And this is probably what's going to help you trust in your intuition even more, because imagine something like your intuition ringing off about something, and then you get proof later on and you're just like, wow, that was my intuition. Like something. So I guess everything, it will all make sense in the end, but some things can happen sooner than later, right? So let's just make sure we tackle this now. We do what we need to do now. And for some of you guys, it's to put action, it's to rest, it's to take a pause. And for others, you guys, or majority of you, even if you still have to rest and take a pause, because that has something to do with your body, mind, and soul, right? So aside from that, and it's time to external things outside of self, you're being encouraged to take action, maybe towards your dreams, maybe towards cutting people off, setting boundaries. Okay, there's really people who you need to set boundaries with. Okay, especially if you don't believe in cutting people off, you believe in, you know, other things, then you're being encouraged to set boundaries. Now, for others of you, if you believe, no, I believe in cutting people off, then you're being encouraged to trust in your intuition when it comes to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in your life. Okay. Now, the ant is out here in the blue jay. The cougar is on the back of the deck. Now, and then behind that was the owl, which ties to observation. The cougar ties to leadership. The ant ties to perseverance. And the blue jay ties to intuition. Now, this says, you are encouraged to follow your feelings and intuition. This is a reminder that your personal power is in your own hands and that you are free to take flight at any time if you find yourself in a situation that doesn't suit you anymore. All right? Stop letting others have more control over your life than you do. Like, you choose who you want to be around you, who you want to stay in your life, how you want your life to go. Okay, do you want to live in fear? Do you want to keep people around you who's not good for you? Of course not. So don't continue to do it. All right? Perseverance is here. This is a message of patience. Whatever is going on right now, you cannot be so impetuous. By pacing yourself, the end result will be far more rewarding. Slow down, don't rush, work carefully, and learn to accept help from others. Now, of course, this most definitely, because I know I just got done talking about like going after your dreams or doing this and doing that, but how can you appropriately try to go after certain things if your body is drained, if your energy is drained, if you're tired, if your mind is kind of weak, right? Fragile because of the negative thinking and stuff like that, being able to be projected on or whatever the case may be. So I can understand why the energy of patience is coming out. I don't believe it's saying be patient to cut people out of your life, because of course we're getting heavy energy to do that right now. So of course, you know, this is tying to something that's opposite of that. All right. Now, the cougar. You have come into your own power. Now is the time to take the lead of a situation and be strong. Using the power of intentions, be clear with your purpose and define where you are heading. Now, since that owl energy did call out to me, the dog on the back, which ties to loyalty, it says, you are being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances into the true reality of a situation or a person's motives. You need to hear what is really being said despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger. Okay, because they may say they love you. They may be this type of person towards you. But you're being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances, because people can always keep on a mask. And like I said, with the type of heart and spirits that you guys have, you probably don't really hold grudges as much as that. Somebody can do something to you and just a snap of a finger, you already let them back into your life, especially if they apologize or because how much love you have for them. Like, that's why you're not for everybody. Right? You could be for everybody, but not everybody for you. You could be for everybody because you're such this genuine, kind, loving, compassionate empress, whatever the case may be. But other people, they're very malicious. They're very, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and read this one. Okay, it says, you may be feeling like those around you let you down or are not doing their fair share of work. This comes as a reminder that loyalty exists and you must not settle for anything less. You deserve better than mixed signals. Exactly. 1 minute you feeling like, oh, okay, everything getting better, and then next thing they showing you that you're not safe around them emotionally or mentally. For some of you guys, physically, which is not good. Okay, blink twice if you need help. Okay, seriously, these things are serious. Okay, we have this card on the back of the deck. And this one. Dang, all of these are significant. I don't want to read all of these. Oh my gosh, we're going to read these. I really don't want to because I already read hella already. You see how thick the paragraphs be. But got to get the messages out, so let's go ahead and read it. Okay, we're going to start like this, like this, like this. Okay, and then we got the Fox, opportunities. It says, you must be quick to move out of your comfort zone, especially when the situation calls for immediate responsiveness and flexibility. Open your mind to new ways of doing things. Once you do, get ready for good luck and opportunities to come your way. Now, with this energy here, okay, this is the fairy of the divine hand. It talks about intoxication, distorted view, and overindulgence. All right, this is the number 2 as well, which talks about duality, balance, etc. All right. Now, about the fairy of the divine hand. If the fairy of the divine hand has turned up in a reading, it is ever so likely you are being urged by friends, loved ones, or even your own self to more accurately estimate the power addictive behaviors and substances can have over you. You know how it is. You start having a piece of candy, some soda, maybe a little junk food, then before long you have more. It may be another habit, such as judging yourself or others way too harshly, thinking negatively, or giving up too early on exercise and good healthy practices that you are indulging in. Gossip, too, falls under the fairy of the divine hand's domain. While it can be wickedly delicious, it always leaves such a sour aftertaste. So when she shows up, know that the true gift she offers is awareness of what you're denying. Don't ignore fairy of the divine hand. Thank her for pointing out your addictive tendencies. Acknowledge their power and then disengage and find support for living in clear, bright ways that don't leave you feeling drained, disoriented, and disenchanted. This can even tie to you not wanting to be alone, right? So you not wanting to be alone, you're always quick to go be in other people's energy. It can really, they didn't name a lot of things that they could have named. They only given you a few things. Just because they stopped at this don't mean, oh, this is not, it's similar to, how did that go? It'll be like, such as, but not limited to. You know, like it's not limited to just the things that she said. It could be more. So just take it how it resonates. Don't be delusional, okay? Now, it says the fairy of the divine hand speaks. This is what she has to say. I am here to reveal to you what will tempt you. It is delightful, this thing you are being offered, and surely a little won't hurt. I am fairy of the divine hand, and I appear to you when you are blinded to what you must see. Come and truly examine what is being offered to you. Underneath this apparently harmless fun, spending, partying, distraction, and temptation lies disorientation. Oh, and temptation lie disorientation and fear. And things may appear to be quite different than how they truly are. But here, look and look closely. Do you begin to see what will take place if you continue down this path? If you sugarcoat the possibilities of where this may end? Do not push down the feelings and warnings you have. Instead, come a little closer and look. Do you begin to understand that what seems such a small thing may indeed change lives? Take a moment. Look. Think. Connect with your deeper wisdom. Decide whether you will join in what is tempting you or whether you will watch a while longer and make the wise decision instead. It's probably why we've seen that observation energy with the owl, amongst other things. Now, the divination message when you see this, stop. Stop right now. Your intuition, your inner sight, and clear vision is sending you a very clear warning. A red flag has just gone up, and this is the time to stop, to look, and to listen before going forward. Your higher self, your clear sight, wants you to stop and think before simply taking this wonderful temptation someone is offering you. It may be in a form of a secretive relationship, junk food, alcohol at a party, sex before you're ready, or behaving in ways that are unsafe and disrespectful, speaking harmful words and thoughts that could scar people for a long, long time. So this can also be things towards others as well, because she just said something about harsh words, whether it's to self or to others. All right, words do hurt people, by the way. So it says, this moment's indulgence could have long-term repercussions that could lead you away from well-being, clarity, and harmony. You know when this temptation comes that you do not need to flee, you do not need to indulge, you do not need to curse and berate this lovely, very earnest fairy with her clear message to stop. And truly look at what is taking place. You know you simply need to pause, be quiet, clear, and know now that one of your fiercest addictions is seeking you out, and you are wavering, caught in its delirium. This is not an opportunity to escape. This is your chance to break free. It's giving face those demons, honey. Face them. Sometimes you don't have to spaz out on people and lose your mind, because at the same time, doing that can harm them and it's harming you. Okay? Especially if you're like this good person, you may end up regretting certain things that you say or do to a person. All right, but I know she talked about way more than that, but it was on my mind, so I wanted to say it. All right, now we got number 17. You see how these messages are steady talking about, wait, stop, look, don't do this. It's crazy. All right, so it says strangely lonely. This card talks about holding on way too tight. This sweet and defiant being holds fast to her Celtic cross, clutching her belief system, because without it, she is not sure who she truly is. Wow, we're talking about belief systems. Perhaps it was given to her by a beloved. Perhaps it represents her family, a loved one, or aspects of her soul. But the reason she holds on so tight is that she is lonely and has yet to connect with her soul family on a day-to-day basis. There are times in your life when you, too, may be surrounded by people, even those who you call friends, but you still feel extremely lonely amid it all. As she does. You may feel like you need a barrier between yourself and the world, as she does. There is a sense that you feel too strongly your individuality and that you are lonely, as she is too. There is a sense that you feel too strongly your individuality and that you are lonely as she is too. I needed to read that over because for some reason it didn't really seem like a correct sentence. But this is what it says, strangely lonely speaks. This is what it has to say. You are holding so tightly to something that is proven to be a barrier between you and others, which is why you feel so alone at times. At present, you may need to open up just a little and admit that you crave like-minded people around you. This does not mean people who do the same thing for a living as you. It means people who speak to your soul. You're craving metaphysical and mysterious discussions, and you've got some questions that truly need answers, or at least an explanation. It's time to consult oracles, the ones that we find when we seek out friends who tell us what they see, not what they think we wish to hear. And what you are likely to hear is that you must let something go. Steady talking about letting something go. So you gotta get out of that comfort zone, okay? Now, the divination message. One dilemma with living in a world you feel you must protect is that you fear other people intruding on it, disturbing the delicate balance. So you hold on tighter to whatever you have, or whatever you feel makes you you. The truth is, your inner world is richer than most, and it's an imaginative paradise or hell, depending on your state of mind. When you receive this card, please let go just a little and notice how this gives you room to interact and engage with loving others. And this therefore helps you recreate your world anew. It is likely you will choose carefully who you allow in, but at least one person does need to be let in, and at least one security blanket needs to be shown the door, just for the moment. Yeah. See, because remember we was talking about addictions as well. So maybe some of you guys have an unhealthy attachment to an actual human being, and maybe they feel like this safety blanket for you. But what if they're holding you back from meeting like-minded individuals like yourself, because you're just so caught up in that space and energy? I don't know why I'm picking up like some people could really be jealous, holding you back from new connections, or I don't know, but yeah, some of y'all is most definitely talking about love for short, relationships, most definitely romantic connections, but also, paternal, platonic. Now, strange Valentine. It says love is strange. Love doesn't always look like we thought it would. Thank goodness. It's in the strange and the surprising that the sweetest love can be found, as this odd little pair have found, much to each one's joy, comfort, and delight. Sorry, I'm going to read that again. Love doesn't always look like we thought it would. Thank goodness. It's in the strange and the surprising that the sweetest love can be found, as this odd little pair have found, much to each one's joy, comfort, and delight. When this lovely pair, strange Valentine, comes to visit, you are about to be gifted with love, romance, and friendship from an unexpected, even unusual place. Don't let differences keep you apart, because they are what is drawing you together. And when you are as delicate and fragile as you can be, someone as strong and protective as this gorgeous, friendly Yeti can be just what you need. Now, this says they speak. You have an enormous amount of cosmic help at the moment, and it's all focusing on the area of your love life. You will soon receive very good news regarding a relationship. You will also do a lot of work on healing old wounds from the past relationships, especially past long-term serious relationships. Now, some of this news may not seem so great at the time, but please give yourself a chance to absorb the lessons, because you are moving into a beautiful new phase of your romantic life where you will be free to create a wonderful new love life for yourself, coming very soon. So I don't know if that may resonate for you, Miss Empress, because you say you're currently dealing with a romantic connection that you feel is narcissistic, that you need to get out of. So don't forget that this is a collective, and it could be talking about other people, or maybe you're able to take this message personally in a different way that doesn't involve your current partner, maybe talking about a new person or something. All right, but divination message. And I actually resonate with this energy, so it could really just be like for other people as well. It says, you may experience a massive surge in emotional energy and new romantic beginnings. So it's very likely you'll attract, encounter, or simply bump into someone who reawakens long lost feelings inside you, and who may not be your type. Hoorah, you'll wake up feeling bright, aware, dynamic, and sometimes feeling giddy with delight. This is very good news. Love is indeed strange and wonderful. All right. Let's see. We got card 36. This is talking about men. This is the Mend a Broken Heart fairy. It says healing from heartache. All right. So it says, here she comes to gather up your heart's sore pieces and place a sweet bandage on the place that is most wounded. And this one tender gesture does more to heal you than could 1,000 years of therapy. It's time for small kindnesses to be received, for you to know that the little gifts of friendship and sweetness are the ones that will assist you most at this time. Allow yourself to be treated gently, to be attended to with kindness, and to be hugged. Allow yourself to accept that this is a time when you need to take good care of yourself. You are healing and on the mend, but do not undo her medicine by forcing yourself to hurry up and get over it, okay? Because once again, healing, it takes time. Remember how I said it's kind of normal to still feel not the best, but at least you're making progress, right? So you don't have to rush yourself to heal. This fairy is working with you for sure. But this is what the Mend a Heart fairy has to say. Mend a Broken Heart fairy speaks. It says, you have been hurt, and this heart feels bruised to me. It may have been what is called a lover's quarrel or unrequited love. It may have been a breakup, and it may be that an adventure in love has turned harsh. But I am here to help you mend, and I will not let your broken heart bleed. I will wash clear. Or clear is in parentheses, so obviously you just skip over it. But it says, I will wash, which is clear, heal, which is balance, and place the bandage over the wound, which is protect, and send you the healing that means deep, restful sleep and peace return to you. And send you the healing that means deep, restful sleep and peace return to you. I want you to take it easy on the path of love for now. Soon you will feel your vitality return, but for now it's time to rest. So maybe this is not the best time to be in a romantic connection because you're still very much heartbroken. Okay. Now with the divination message, it says, when you have heartache, it is important to treat yourself well. Take time away from the flurry of shoulds you are so often confronted with. Why not take some time to snuggle on the couch with a favorite old movie and have a sniffle? Have a long, comforting bath, and be sure to make a promise to yourself to let close people who are worthy of your love. It is not about being bitter or guarded, but you are a sensitive and tender, sweet being, and some people are just not. So, now is not the time for harshness. Soft blankets, sweet dreams, long baths, and a reduction of the harsh energy around you are best. Then the Mend a Broken Heart fairy can fly in to soothe you. You will feel her presence, and she will lift the pain until all that is left is sweet, gentle wisdom. Beautiful. And it makes sense because, like, you have all the love that's there, but if you're heartbroken, it's like, how can you fill other people's cup if your cup is now empty because you've been through so much? So now it's time to fill your own cup and allow other people to be there for you as well. But it's okay to set your boundaries and to have space, or whatever the case may be, because sometimes some people may get on your nerves. Sometimes maybe you dealt with certain people who hurt you that didn't mean to hurt you, and you probably still have them in your life. That may only be a small message for some people, and maybe you just don't want to be around them. So maybe it's time to either cut them off, at least for a little bit, or maybe permanently if you feel so, or maybe just taking a break, getting into your own space, watching a little movie, enjoying time by yourself, because I heard that you can't really heal from what's hurt you by being around what's hurt you, so give yourself some time, okay? we got the elephant here. And also make sure you're forgiving as well, because you're not forgiving other people because you're saying, oh yeah, I'm over it, or whatever the case may be. It's mainly for your own well-being. So it says, if you are feeling angry about a past issue, yeah, that like still angry at someone, right? And it says the elephant is asking you to discover the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger, which a lot of times could be sadness. Sadness can sometimes turn into anger. Okay, it says you are being asked to forgive and be gentle with others. All right, I like that. On the back of the deck, we got the hummingbird, and I'm about to close this message up. All right, it is time for you to pursue your dreams with determination. Remember I just got done talking about pursuing your dreams and going after your dreams and stuff. All right, you just have to do it with determination. It says, by doing this, you will make them a reality. Joy is just around the corner, but you have to believe that it is possible to manifest your visions. Stop waiting and doubting. Some of you guys are being encouraged to be on this independent journey as well, because I just seen the cat come out, which ties to independence. And literally I did a collective, a couple days ago, and so I still have the memory of what the card says on my brain. But yeah, ooh, good news is coming in. It may be in the form of somebody communicating you this good news, but remember we already talked about an aha moment. So somebody could be coming with good news by telling you something. You find out something and you're like, oh my gosh, this is good news. Or maybe you're going to have this aha moment, this idea, which is going to be very great for you to act on, so you can see the abundance manifest in your life. Like, this is a very beautiful message. So make sure you guys apply all the messages to how it fits for you. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Any last messages for the collective? Queen of Swords and Judgment. You know what you're talking about. You didn't go through these things for no reason. So all of the hurt, the trials and tribulations, this didn't do anything but bring forth wisdom. Okay, that's why you have certain awakenings, or you're able to judge certain things, and you have this refined intellect. Okay, or you can make certain decisions on things without, just by using your wisdom. Any last messages for the collective? The Empress was there. Look, 5 of Wands in the reverse. Usually it talks about conflict in the upright, you know, disagreements, personality clashes, all of that. But I feel like you're coming into, you're releasing internal conflict for some of you guys, and for others of you, life is going to become more peaceful. I'm seeing something about peaceful resolutions, everything like that. Confirm this 5 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like some things are slowing down, some things are changing for the better. Like, you may have experienced a very chaotic life. Now it's starting to be less chaotic. It's about to be seized. Some of you guys, you've been dealing with arguments back and forth, clashing with people back and forth, and now that's about to be seized. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's all because you're actually doing what you need to do, like taking a break from certain things, releasing certain people, separating. Yeah, so you can fill your cup up again. Like, all the things that you're doing is going to be very beneficial to you in your health, your love life, all of that. All right, when you get this inspiration, you're being encouraged to act on it. Remember how we just talked about that? We just talked about something is about to come in and you're going to be encouraged to act on it. Be determined, etc. With this 2 of Wands coming out, it's kind of like, I usually see this as a person that's not making a choice, not planning. Oh, maybe this thing that you're going to be encouraged to put action on, it's not going to take much thought. It's just going to take you just starting on it. It's not going to take, oh, let me try to figure this out. Let me make a plan. Some things it's just not going to, you know, like, you're going to know what to do whenever you proceed, because the inspiration is here. What they say, where there is drive, where there is determination, where there is will, there is something. What is that saying? I can't even think, but that's gonna be what's doing all the work for you, all the mental work that's not needed, your own energy for starting something. Because it's like finally going on a road trip to another state, not necessarily having a plan, just jumping right in it. And a lot of times plans could be necessary, right? But in this specific energy where you had just got this drive to just go, excuse me, it's like whenever you start or go, you're going to be able to retrieve what you need and get the answers and everything else. Like, a plan won't necessarily be really necessary, like regardless if you had a plan or not, you know. That's kind of like the energy that's coming about here. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing. Any more last messages to confirm the collective messages that we already was talking about? No new energies, of course. Yeah, just talking about major choices in your love life and in your life overall. Major choices, decisions. Okay, I'm seeing soulmate energy. So this could be talking about lovers, you know, unions, partnerships, major choices in your life. And you already know what to do. You already know what this is about as well. Yep, for some of you guys, this is talking about going within, being on this, yep, introspection, meditation. Love that for you. Thank you for coming in. If you want to schedule a reading, make sure you message me any way you know how, whether it's in the comment section or whatever the case may be. All right, be sure to keep up with my platforms by following me. Okay, because if you're not following me, you may not see me ever again in your life. And we don't want that, right? All right, but I will see you guys another time. Returning your energy back to me. Oop, sorry. Didn't mean to say that. Releasing your energy back to you and returning my energy back to me. Thanks again for coming in, and I will see you in the next video.